Check, check, check. What the hell's going on? Let's switch to this one. How about now? You know what? This mic was working prior to me. Am I going to have to sign language too? I don't know. But anyways, how about now, guys? Can you hear me now? Sorry about that. I swear to God, this thing was working right before I hit go live because I have 3 green dots on here, and I just hit check, 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 and the green dots lit up. And as soon as I hit live, the shit went away. I don't know what the hell happened, guys. But sorry, y'all know what I'm probably talking about. I'm talking about what I'm going to go over tonight in my monologue. That sucks that you missed it. I thought it was pretty good. But hey, I could go back to Charlie Chaplin, back to the 50s when, you know, the silent videos and stuff. That would make it hard to understand. I think it would. Hi, guys. Welcome to the show. Yes, it's me. We're here. I'm live. It's the sound. I don't know what the hell happened. Really, I don't. Thank you, guys. All right, let's give some shout outs. Let's get busy since you missed the best part of the show. Damn. All right. Now we got Facebook, we got YouTube, we got Twitch, X, we got Rumble, we got Getter, and we got Kick. Everything's starting off wrong already. Got a hell of a show for you guys tonight. So, you trying to raise my blood pressure? I don't think so, Sean. I hope not. But I don't know what the hell happened. So, it's crazy, right? Oh, yes, I'm telling you. All right, let's get back here. Let's get over here to the Rumble Wimpkin Warriors and find out who started us off. And I believe it was Texas John and the Fix is in. Mr. Fixer, both in there before the show started. Welcome, guys. And we got Colin from Scotland right there. That's there. And then Texas Tammy. Nobody had sound from there on down. And she said, I don't think he's looking at the chat. I was not looking at the chat. Sorry. But then I did look over and I saw that. And I was like, oh, shit. I got no sound. Thank you, Texas Tammy. That's the first one I saw. Yes, sir, Bob. Welcome, everyone. Let's see who we got else we got in here. We got John. We got Fixer. We got Dan. We got Carl. We got everybody over there. We're going to get over here right now to the Getter Gang. And we got Radical Right Showing Justice. I know in there. That's Shell. Hi, Shell. Shell is back in Getter. Wendover. What's going on, man? Let's see who we got over here. Oh, right. That's one. We don't need that one right there. And we got going on down Radical Right Showing Justice. And we got Texas Red. What's up, girl? Yeah, let's keep going down through here, guys. Mr. Joe Public. Oh, yeah, there's Joe. What up, Joe? And everybody in Getter was yelling at me, too. And, yep, I did not see him until I got done with the damn monologue. I don't know. I'm telling you, I don't know what happened, really. I checked it right before the show. I checked everything. Gathered eggs. I only got 9 eggs today, Kurt. 9 out of 16 damn chickens. Them birds better start laying or they're going to be chicken wings. I'm telling you what. Oh, yeah. Damn. All right, guys, we're going to get busy because we do got a lot to go over. Now, I'm going to start slacking on my videos a little bit. A lot of it, I'm going to have to say, because I'm going to be switching over from StreamYard to Rumble. And I cannot transfer anything from StreamYard, the ones that I download, and because I delete them off my computer, so I don't have a lot of stuff on there, because that runs a computer down to the ground. So we are going to be watching a lot of videos here in the next week, because next week I will be switching over to it. So I think I've got this Throwback Thursday and next Throwback Thursday, then that's it. So we're going to be watching a lot of these videos and getting them done. So I don't have anything left on here when I leave. So that's what we're going to be doing. So it's going to be touch and go here with some of the videos and stuff. so we can get rid of them. We're going to see a lot of them, and it's going to be a hard transition to go from this to Rumble. For me, I've been using it for so long, they're just too pricey. So we're going to switch over and see what happens. All right, here we go. Remember last night, guys, I was telling you about the 2 reasons why Cameron Bartolotta DeWeese needs to resign, right? To find out that the Larry Shelezetsky, that I could not pronounce his last name, is actually Councilman Larry, and that's the way I'm going to describe him now. He is a councilman for Charleroi Borough. I just found out, for Charleroi itself. To find out, good reason why he should know what's going on, right? And to the article that I found today, that I got today, Pennsylvania councilman, and then we're talking about Councilman Larry, Biden's migrant drainage ambulance resources, draining their resources with daily car crashes. He actually went up and testified in front of the House Judiciary Committee Immigration Subcommittee, and the impact on the mass migration under the Joe Biden regime, under like the Charleroi residents. I told you they were a population of like 4,000. They had to assume between 2,000 to 3,000, mostly Haitians, between 2021 and 2024, with no help from the governments at all. Pennsylvania, no Cameron Bartolotta DeWeese. They have actually put these people in daily car crashes. No lie, daily car crashes. Non-English speaking drivers. They took up the ambulance's resources that were drained. The schools were overcrowded. Many of the quality of life declined in Charleroi. Federal agencies, non-governmental organizations placed individuals into their housing, their schools, their neighborhoods without providing proportional investment and policing, emergency medical services, housing inspections, translation services. None of this stuff. Healthcare capacity, infrastructure, nothing. But you got Cameron Bartolotta DeWeese bragging about these people, protecting these illegal criminals that are in there, destroying this town. And she wants to sit there and brag and cheer on these illegal criminals that are in there taking American jobs. And this man is a councilman telling us the facts about not a single dime came out of these people's pockets and helped Charleroi, this small town just starving to thrive. Not one damn thing, but she wants to sit there and brag about this and protect these Haitians from what she's done to this poor town. And this Larry, the Councilman Larry, he's actually one of 6, count them, 6 Republican committee members. Yes. So when I told you yesterday, one of 2 reasons, I gave you both reasons why she should resign, and he's got more. I can't wait till he puts them out. This is so pathetic. I did not realize that he was an actual councilman. I am so glad I did find out. But many of these things involve language barriers, overcrowded housing conditions, unfamiliarity with laws, and they crashed every day. Every day. Check them out. Right there is only 4 of what was in this article, and what he testified over about all this stuff that's going on. This is what you get when you get these rhinos in there. And now she wants to go back to Pennsylvania and do more, when she didn't do anything but ruin this town. And they want to sit there and run their mouths to me on Facebook like I don't know what I'm talking about. This is a fact right here. And he put it out there, and he actually went up in front of the Judiciary Committee and testified about this. I do have the video, but it's a long one. I'm going to show you that on another day, because it goes about 6-7 minutes. But I am going to show you what he testified about, but not one single dime to help this poor town out. Somebody got money for this shit. Where the hell did it go, right? All right, guys, we got a lot going to happen here. So let's get busy. We got a lot going on. But I'm glad I got that article today, because this stuff needs stuff. Hi, Pat. And Joe E2 Bone. What's up, balls? What's happening, man? Haven't seen you for a while. And Pat. Pat is here. Hi, Pat. I hope we make it to Pat's too. She gave me a good one today. Towards the end here, we're going to get to that one. I didn't get the video for it, but we're going to tell you about it because you guys are going to want to hear this one. All right, let's go. Democrat plot to limit Trump's power. Remember, we were talking about these Democrats wanting to limit Trump's power in Cuba before anything even breaks off? Well, sorry about their luck. Strike two. No, strike three. They went strike two on twice. They were trying to limit his power on Iran. Now they went to Cuba. They failed again. GOP falls in line with military action abroad and kept his war powers going. That's a fact. This is what you get when you got dumbass Democrats trying to get their power back, and we've got to keep them from it. The Republicans so far are doing what they can do, but it's going to take all of us to do this. I'm telling you guys. All right, what else we got? Hey, here's a good one for you. James Comey indicted for alleged threats against Trump. 2-count felony indictments is related to former FBI director Instagram photo of 8647. I can't wait till this goes off, but guess what? It's even better. An arrest warrant has been issued for James Comey. Yes, sir, Bob, you gotta love it. The U.S. Marshals were asked to provide James Comey with an indictment, and they issued an arrest warrant. Comey is facing up to 20 years in prison. You can go back and you can read the indictment and everything on this guy, but he got 2 felony counts. Count 1, knowingly and willfully making a threat to take the life of and inflict bodily harm upon the President of the United States. And count 2 is knowingly and willfully did transmit in interstate and foreign commerce a communication that obtained a threat to kill the President Donald J. Trump. Last May, remember him doing that? Oh, yes, guys. So-called he was on vacation and took a picture of somebody else. No, right. He did that shit. And I am so happy. I cannot wait until they arrest his dumbass and perp walk that sumbitch. Perp walk him like they did Trump for no damn reason. But there's a reason on this one, and I can't wait till it happens. That is going to be a beautiful sight. I can't wait till it. Oh, it's going to be great. Hey, more stuff going on today, guys. Man, it was a busy morning, let me tell you what. FBI raids the Quality Leering Center and 21 other locations in Somali fraud crackdown. Yes, people, it is on. I'm telling you what, it is on like Donkey Kong, baby. These people are getting busy and taking names, and I'm loving every bit of it. Now I want to start seeing arrests, perp walks, get that rag top herself, rip that rag off, perp walker. Let's have a laugh at everyone Democrats' expense. It's going to be freaking awesome. Let me tell you what, guys. This is what we've been waiting for. Give him soap tied to a brick. Hell yeah. Make him drop that soap. Oh yeah. Make him go to prison. Make him bend over to pick up that soap. Man, Comey gonna be they gonna love him long time. Oh, that's gonna be freaking awesome, guys. Just wait. We get to see that stuff. It's gonna be awesome. What else we got happening over here, guys? It's still hard to get this mouse going. But another $22 billion fraud bomb hits the Treasury. Yes, the Trump administration Small Business Association has referred 562,000. You heard me right. 562,000 suspected fraudulent PPP and EIDL loans totaling $22.2 billion to Treasury for collections on April 24th, 2026. Just what, 4 days ago? The Small Business Administration says many of these loans were flagged during the Biden years, but were not previously sent to the Treasury or the DOJ for collection or investigation. Is anyone surprised? When you follow the money, this is what happens. This is another one of their money laundering operations. What will the other prisoners call him? Oh, They're calling him, baby. They're going to call him their bitch. That's what they're going to call him. Come here, little bitchy bitch. Oh, yeah. Seashell-shaped soap. Oh, exactly, Conrad. Wouldn't that be great? If we're finally getting some justice, and I want to see it happen. We start with Comey and work our way to the ragtop. I would love that too. But oh, Comey going to be somebody's bitch. Oh yeah, gonna be that little white boy. Oh yeah, they're gonna love him long time. All right, what else? Borrow information was also transmitted to the DOJ, signaling an enforcement push that goes beyond paperwork and into criminal review. The action is tied to the White House task force to eliminate fraud led by J.D. Vance, with FTC Chairman Andrew Ferguson as co-lead. This is another start. 562,000 suspected fraudulent loans. Holy shit. You wonder why we're paying so high of taxes? We're seeing this every freaking day. This is what the Democrats do. And they're not going to do anything because that's their money. They're pocketing this shit. How do you think they become so rich? Like Ragtop herself. All of a sudden now, poof, all that money disappears. Follow that money. Get that bitch. I'm telling you. There's going to be some more arrests, guys, and I can't wait till it happens. Of course, they run like snails getting stuff done, but I want to start seeing them, and it should act like dominoes now. They should be rolling these some bitches out of here, running indictments left and right, and getting these people brought up. Bubba going to tell him to drop the law. You got that right, Kurt. That's going to be the best day in the world, seeing some indictments going on and some perp walking. We need some perp walking. That kind of relieves our stress because we haven't seen anything. But it gets better, guys. Anthony Fauci, oh my God, Mr. Scientist himself's top advisor has been indicted over alleged COVID cover-up. If this guy is not an idiot, he will throw Fauci under the bus. Everything stops at Fauci. If that guy did not cover it up on his own, Fauci told him to. You guaranteed it. So this is where it's got to go. They've got to get Fauci. And I'll tell you why right here. Come on. White Coast Waste demands more arrests and Fauci's pardon to be overturned after Trump DOJ indicts his top advisor for COVID cover-up, because he's not a lone wolf. The Justice Department indicted David Morans, longtime senior advisor to Anthony Fauci at the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases, NIAID, on felony charges on Tuesday, including conspiracy against the United States, destruction, alteration, and falsification of records in federal investigation, concealment, removal, or mutilation of records, and aiding and abetting. This guy's 78 years old. He helped orchestrate a scheme to evade Freedom of Information Act requests during the COVID-19 pandemic. You know he didn't do it by himself. You know Fauci did it because if we go back, we can go back to, oh my God, how many videos did we do on this? I got booted from YouTube because of talking about COVID and the vaccine and the 2020 election. And everything that I was talking about then has come out to be true. Not to pat myself on the back because I can't, because my shoulders are too bad. But the fact is, he started this way back when this first started, guys. They were using burn phones between him and 4 other people to try to cover this up when this first came out. That they were using burn phones. They weren't emailing nobody. They were using burn phones to talk to each other, trying to cover this up right away so it wouldn't even get out to begin with. That would come out in some of my first videos I talked about with COVID. Now, you know this guy didn't do it on his own. And if you're working somewhere, who does it fall? If you screw up, who does it fall on? Whoever's in charge, whoever's the boss. That is where it falls on, and that's what it should be done right here. Fauci should be arrested Of course, his pardon should be done and void. All of that shit should be void. All of Joe Biden's so-called auto pen pardons are done. They need to be wiped out. There should be a way after all this is coming out. Fact, right? He can sing feels like the first time. That's funny, Fix, right there. Yeah, they never censor lies. No, they don't. They keep the lies going and going and going. They let that happen. But this is what needs to happen. And Fauci needs to go. Exactly. Bill Gates, he needs to go. He's guaranteed he's part of this too. But they've got one now. This guy, if he better sit there and sing like a bird, make a deal, and throw Fauci under the bus and get all of them. Bill Gates, the whole bunch of them. But you know damn well there's a lot of Democrats involved in this shit too. And along with the fake news lame media, and you've got all the social media sites, especially YouTube and Facebook and even X before when it was Twitter. They're all involved. They better start throwing people under the bus, and people need to start going to prison. As simple as that. All right, a little bit of Iran talk here. Trump put out a tweet or a truth on Truth Social this morning. Said Iran just informed us that they are in a state of collapse. They want us to open the Hormuz Strait as soon as possible as they try to figure out their leadership, which he believed they will be able to do. Well, no shit. You can appoint any idiot to run a terrorist organization. And he says, thank you for your attention in this matter, President Donald J. Trump. So that's a fact because they are losing millions, hundreds of millions of dollars a day because of this. But Trump is unhappy with Iran's proposal. And you know what their proposal was? Nothing to do with nuclear weapons. Oh, no. No, that was off the table. They said they'll talk about that later. No. The fact is, this was what it was all about, is removing a terrorist organization, a terrorist-run state, from having a nuclear weapon. If they would agree to something like this, which they will not, Trump is not going to do that, this was all for naught. We wasted billions and billions of dollars, and we wasted our military if they do not get the nuclear weapons and nuclear dust and everything from this country, this terrorist-run country. That's a fact. It's as simple as that. You got to take it all. This is what it was for. That's the reason behind it. And that's what needs to be done. Now, we're not hearing too much more about what's going on, but this is what has to happen. But of course, now the White House is to discuss presidential security, but they are standing by their Secret Service. I think they did a great job. No matter what the Democrats say and some other rhinos and stuff like that are saying. But I showed you the video. They stopped the guy before he got to that level to get down there to go in and start killing anybody. It could have been worse. They could have just stood there and said, well, look at that guy running. And let him get to the level where Trump and all the administration and everybody was at. Which, in fact, I agree with some of the people saying that there should never be a president and the vice president together at the same function at one time. You do not let all of your administration and the higher ups to who you have to regain a some sort of government if something happens like this. So you can't have your Secretary of State because that falls in line. They were all there. So it's going to go down to who? The janitor is going to run our country if these people would have gotten killed? You can't do that. So I do agree with that. You do not have J.D. Vance and Trump at the same function and have Marco Rubio, everybody at the same function. Whoever's in the chain of command right there, you can't have it. Right. So why are they allowed in the same building, Fix? Fix said they aren't even allowed to fly on the same plane because of that reason. So this should be no different. You should not be in the same building together just in case something happens. And you know, with what's going on here in the Democrats' violent rhetoric, you never know what's going to happen. So I definitely agree with that one. Mike Johnson would be next in line. Right, Mark, you're fact. You got Trump, and then J.D. Vance, then you got Mike Johnson. They were all there. Every single one of them. Or yeah, right. Speaker of the House. And then Secretary of State, something like that. But he's right. Mike Johnson would be the next one after J.D. Vance. But they're all in the same place, and that cannot happen. So they definitely got to work on that one. That's a fact. Thank you for that, Mark. Mark had to straighten me out there. Mark from the UK. Hi, Mark. All right. What else we got here? White House Correspondents' Dinner shooting. Timeline traces how the suspect allegedly cross-country planned how it unfolded. Now, we're going to go real quick through this because on October 6th, Allen allegedly purchased a .38 caliber semi-automatic pistol from California, according to federal affidavits obtained by Fox News Digital. August 17, 2025, he purchased a 12-gauge legally because there was nothing wrong with him. He purchased a 12-gauge from California firearm dealer, according to court documents. On April 6th, he allegedly makes a hotel reservation for 3 nights, the 24th to the 26th. And on April 21st, he departed California, traveling by train to D.C. with one scheduled stop in Chicago. We talked about that yesterday. On the 23rd, he arrived in Chicago, later boards a second train to D.C., according to the prosecutors. On the 24th of April, at 1 p.m., he arrived in Washington, D.C. On Friday, April 24th at 3 p.m. He did something else, but they didn't show. Oh, he checked into the Hilton. Saturday the 25th at 8:15 p.m. The White House Correspondents' Association dinner begins. Trump taking his seat alongside J.D. Vance. First Lady Melania Trump hailed to the chief, played in the room. They're putting all this stuff out. Kash Patel and Mike Johnson, right there they are. Before the shooting, Allen allegedly sends a written manifesto outlining his intent to target Trump administration officials, 2 members of his family, according to law enforcement. On Saturday the 25th, shots ring out at the hotel terrace level, 1 floor below the hotel lobby, 1 floor above the International Ballroom, where hundreds of journalists and cabinet members were enjoying their program. So there's your timeline of what this guy did. He did not make it to the floor where they were at. The Secret Service, I think, did a fantastic job, but my opinion doesn't matter to them. But I think it works. They should have had somebody at the staircase where he came out of, at the doorway, but they did not. So there's some things to work on, but there always will be. No matter what. I didn't see Johnson, but that doesn't mean he wasn't there. Yeah, he was actually there because they interviewed him after the fact, Pat. But they took Vance out of danger before Trump. Yeah, Trump was sitting there like, what the hell's going on? He was not nervous. And I said this yesterday. I'd have been shitting my drawers, man, after being shot at and hit and stuff. I'd be like, what the hell? Because Melania heard the shots because her eyes got like real big. And you know, her eyes are never big. They're like Trump. They're like squinting all the time. Like they're serious as shit all the time. And no, man. Yeah, they got big. So, but the DOJ's moves against the White House ballroom, and they're saying they're talking to the people that are putting the lawsuits up against them, saying, telling these nonprofit groups to drop their suits. They need this done. Enough is enough. Get this ballroom done so they can be safe. And even after Trump's gone, they're going to need this. That's a fact. So this is what needs to be done. These pathetic individuals, it's just a stall tactic. It's going to get done. It's a fact of how fast because of these liberal idiots. Now, we all heard, guys, Melania Trump calls for ABC to fire Jimmy Kimmel. And that's exactly what they need to do. Because of the fact that Jimmy Kimmel thinks he's funny, and he's not. Not 1 second of funny. Only because his team was right by him. Trump's Secret Service was a few seconds later because Melania was on the floor crawling with the team surrounding her. Hey, he's a tough son of a bitch, man. I'll tell you what. He didn't even look like he was like startled whatsoever, man. But then, of course, they push him down and they push him out of the way. So, but yeah, Jimmy Kimmel, I agree. He should be fired, and more so. That's just a sick individual joke. You guys didn't hear it? Here we go.
And of course, our First Lady Melania is here. Look at Melania, so beautiful. Mrs. Trump, you have a glow like an expectant widow. You know, Melania's birthday is on Sunday. That's right. She's planning to celebrate at home the same way she always does, looking out a window and whispering, "What have I done?" As you're all aware, Melania is a movie star now. Her documentary had a score of 10% on Rotten Tomatoes, which is a website named after her husband's testicles. And I want to congratulate you, Madam First Lady, on your huge accomplishment, the world's first motionless picture. And that... Oh, by the way, before we go any further, Melania, this is Donald. Donald, this is Melania. That was my impression of Jeffrey Epstein. That's pretty good, right?
There is nothing funny about that dumb son of a bitch. Nothing. And some bitches sit there behind a camera and all their security and sit there and think they can say what they want. But there's not a damn thing funny about that asshole. Not one bit. He's an asshat, that's for sure there, Pat. There's nothing funny about that son of a bitch. Violent Vixen 29 popped over there and get her. There she is right there. Hi, Vic. Guys didn't watch her show. She put a great show on, guys. She always does, man. You guys want to watch her, check out the Rebel Chick with a cause. Type in Violent Vixen 29. You'll find her. Don't worry. She doesn't hide. All right, guys. Let's keep going here. What do we got here? But yes, Jimmy Kimmel needs fired. And the FCC is putting the screws to him because they are forcing them. Instead, I think their FCC license are up in 2028. Well, they're not now. They're up now. They're telling them they have to renew their license now. And if they do, they're shut down. And I agree with every bit of it. Oh, I love it. I hope they stick to their guns. The problem is people actually watch him. Yeah, did you guys hear him laugh? Did you hear them idiots laugh in the background when he said about her being an expected widow? They're idiots. That's what you get from these dumbass liberals that think that shit's funny. They're dumb son of a bitches, I'm telling you what. Talking about dumb son of bitches, we got a Democrat representative, Kenyatta, pushes military-grade weapons ban following the Whcd attack. But the problem with this is what he says, because he pushes for a military-grade weapons ban, right? Which, in fact, that the shooter didn't have any military-grade weapons. You're talking about dumb? He had a handgun, he had a shotgun attack, and neither of these guns are military-grade weapons. Therefore, Kenyatta's proposed ban would not have hindered this attack at all, let alone stop it. This is what you get from dumbass Democrats. The first thing they want to hear about is ban guns, gun control, get it all. They don't think of fact that criminals don't give two shits what kind of law you make. And how many times we got to say this? Everyone says this after this because this is what the liberals do. Gun control. I've seen it so many times, it makes me sick. These people are idiots, and this guy ain't no different. And sitting there saying, military weapon ban. Okay. Canned laughter. I was thinking that it sounded like it, Mark. It sounded like they had a laugh track. You know, one of those buttons. I have one. I don't have my thing out here, but I have it on. I have it on here though. Like this. Wait a minute. Let me see. Wait, where's it at? Where the hell is my laughter at? Oh, we got this. Did it play? What the hell? Oh. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, I know it. I know I'm funny. Hey. See, I can do the same thing. This guy's an asshole. It's as simple as that. All right, let's go. What else we got? Hey, FBI Director Kash Patel claims evidence supports Trump's 2020 election fraud. Boy, have we not been saying this or what? That is a fact. And it's over. It's speaking to go. It's crystal clear now. And that it's been going on, and they've got the proof. This is another thing that they're telling us. They've got evidence. Now, are we going to see any outcome from this? They've got all of this proof that the outcome that we've been saying since 2020 has been fixed, and they've been bashing Trump about and trying to bring him up on lawsuits and indict him for it. And in fact, we've been saying it, and we need to see proof, not just tell us. Let's see it done. Right? Right, Joe Public. I can do the same thing. I got laugh tracks. I got all that stuff. I can make myself funny. Hey, Virginia court rules in favor of Democrats, according to the redistricting case. Guys, did you hear that today? Oh, yeah, no, that was yesterday. But did you hear about today? Virginia Supreme Court denies Democrats' request for redistricting vote and to be certified because they want it certified. The Supreme Court said, hold on a second. No, I don't think so. Fact. Virginia is still not over with. But fact is, a lot more is going on, guys. I'm telling you. The fight against this is going on. Supreme Court hands GOP a redistricting win. Count them. Win by striking down lower court's block on Texas map. Yes, sir, Bob. We got a Texas win. Not only that, we got Ron DeSantis. Oh, my goodness. He unveils a new Florida congressional map that would give the GOP an extra 4 seats on top of Texas. And it would Florida alone would blow out Virginia right out the water. So they are taking action like this, like you would not believe. And I'm loving every bit of it. As much as I don't like it, it is freedom of speech. Take it from him, and we'll be next. Shit, we're already there, Fix. You said that yesterday, too. But that is a fact. We've already lost that when the Democrats were in with Joe Biden. But anyways, let's get up here. Because I do want to show you, hopefully I can get done here real quick. But we got an elected Democrat leaves party after standing up for Americans over illegal aliens, criminals. A Democrat from, where the hell, Representative Carla Cunningham of North Carolina is no longer a registered Democrat after she crossed the aisle to vote with Republicans on immigration. It should not be a party thing, and that's what it is with the Democrats, because they want their power. They want their money laundering operation back. That's what it's about. And people like her, this Carla Cunningham, needs to be applauded because she did what was right. And now she leaves the party because they're blackball you as hell. This is what the Democrat Party does. Party of hatred. Doesn't matter if you're useless to them. They hate your ass and they will blackball you out of everything. It's as simple as that. Moving on to McDummy. McDummy releases the video, and I showed you this video, the communist-style grocery store. And what you're going to $30 million on one grocery store, and this is what the new era is bringing into New York, guys. And you cannot do that. This city is broke, and he's wanting to spend $30 million on this, give free child care away when they have no money. But don't worry. They're begging the rich people to come back so they can tax them even more. You think that's going to do it? Nope. They are packing up bags and going. Here it is. McDummy's tax the rich stunt backfires as billionaires push back. After targeting billionaires in a viral video, New York mayor now faces backlash that could be the final nail in the city's coffin. They're not going to just sit back here and take it. They're going to do something about it. What do you think these millionaires that don't even live there full time are going to do? McDummy said, well, I ran for mayor and I said I was going to tax the rich. Well, today we're taxing the rich. I'm thrilled to announce we have secured a tier tax the first in New York's history that is annual fee in luxury properties worth more than $5 million. Those owners do not live full-time in this city, McDummy explained in a promotional video. They are not happy, especially billionaire Ken Griffin. They're gone. They're going to pull their money, and you're going to see escaping New York all over again. It's going to be number 2 because this is what's going to happen. This commie, jihadist Muslim is screwing one of the best cities in this country, that's biggest city in this country, and you're going to see the downfall of New York City because of this dumb son of a bitch. People got to wake up and see the truth, guys. I'm telling you. And one more is going on. Crime is through the roof in New York, right? Brooklyn attack leaves 3 injured. Suspect wearing an Iranian flag shirt was arrested by NYPD. This is on top of everything else that's going on in there, guys. But the guy attacked 3 men in Williamsburg neighborhood, Brooklyn's Williamsburg neighborhood. And it just keeps getting worse and worse and worse as you go. But hey, it's not only Democrats screwing up people. Education Department finds that 4 red state school districts have pushed gender identity on kids. I'm not lying to you. Kansas City, Kansas Public School District, Olaf Public School, Shawnee Mission School District, and Topeka Public Schools violated the Family Educational Rights and Privacy Act, Title IX of the Education Amendments in 1972. This is ridiculous. But I'm wondering if these school districts were run by Democrats. It has to be. There's no way a real Republican's going to let this happen. And they guaranteed they were hiding this stuff. These people need to be arrested for child abuse and child neglect. And letting them, these kids, teaching these kids stuff that their parents should have been teaching them. It does not up to the school. Teachers are there to educate them on reading, writing, and arithmetic. You can't even do that right. But you're going to sit there and talk to kids about sex and cutting off things that they shouldn't be cutting off? They need arrested, not just taken out. All right, a little bit more here. We got Wisconsin School District cancels all classes. Listen, on May 1st, so teachers can what? Join anti-ICE day without immigrants and so they can protest. This is what our these school districts are doing. Wow, I'm telling you what. This is out of control, guys. Totally out of control. Hey, guess what, though? Gaza got to do their first election. You think it's going to matter? Because Hamas controls Gaza. They got 70,000 people in Gaza. They got to vote in the municipal election the first time in 20 to 21 years. But Hamas controls Gaza, like dominates local candidates lists, raising concerns about legitimacy and the process. Doesn't matter what you do in there. It's not a free and fair election there. They're going to make them believe it, but then they're going to appoint who they want anyways because they're terrorists. They're liars. That's what they do. Yes, Deported. The bastard needs to be recalled. Fact right there, Kurt. McDummy needs recalled. They need to get him out of there, just like Spermberger in Virginia. Gone. They need to go. Last thing I got for you is from Pat today, guys. You're going to want to hear this one, you guys. And this is not a conspiracy. O'Keefe uncovered videos, and I did not get a video, claims that the World Economic Forum admits to atmospheric spraying. No lie, guys. A bombshell undercover investigation has sent shockwaves through social media after James O'Keefe released footage allegedly showing World Economic Forum officials discussing large-scale atmospheric operation. And the video appears to validate long-held concerns regarding geoengineering, the practice of spraying aerosols into the sky to reflect sunlight and cool the planet. The footage captured during WEF's annual meeting in Davos, an official is seen describing these operations as mechanically necessity that is already being quietly implemented. Much of the work actually came from the military. The official admitted on camera, adding that these missions are done constantly because they are actual pretty cheap compared to other climate inventions. This discussion even touched upon the impact of global food supply, suggesting that these chemicals interventions are a foundational part of the Great Reset strategy to manage the Earth's ecosystem from the top down. While the mainstream media outlets fact checkers have historically dismissed chemtrails as conspiracy theories, O'Keefe's latest report argues that the elite are now openly bragging about the technology behind closed doors. The officials in this video suggest that the military involvement provides a layer of secrecy and logistical scale the private companies cannot match. As Make America Healthy Again movement continues to gain momentum, this footage has sparked massive outcry from citizens demanding full transparency regarding what is being released into the air we breathe and the soil that grows our food. Thank you for that, Pat. That is freaking awesome right there. I'm telling you what, that is a fact. Remember how, guys, we've been talking about this over the chemtrails we see every day. And what are they putting into the air, trying to block sunlight out to get the UVs down? What is that chemical? How is it affecting our planet and our crops and everything else? How is it affecting us? This is stuff that we need to know, guys. It's a fact right there. And now Pat brought it to our attention. Thank you again, Pat, for that. That was the best thing I've seen right there because we've been wondering about it, and O'Keefe took care of that problem himself. Now, the last video I want to show you guys is from yesterday. Remember I told you about Trump having to set 60 minutes straight? Now, I'm going to show you this one. It's about 1:16 long. That's it. Because Trump had to put it straight because of these fake-ass Democrats and the lying-ass Democrats, because they want to run their mouths and spread hate and all this stuff. These people are exactly what 60 Minutes talks about. But listen to what Trump has to say.
The so-called manifesto is a stunning thing to read, Mr. President. He appears to reference a motive in it. He writes this, quote, administration officials, they are targets. And he also wrote this, I am no longer willing to permit a pedophile, rapist, and traitor to coat my hands with his crimes. What's your reaction to that?
Well, I was waiting for you to read that because I knew you would, because you're horrible people, horrible people. Yeah, he did write that. I'm not a rapist. I didn't rape anybody.
Do you think he was referring to you?
Excuse me. I'm not a pedophile. You read that crap from some sick person. I got associated with all stuff that has nothing to do with me. I was totally exonerated. Your friends on the other side of the plate are the ones that were involved with, let's say, Epstein or other things. But I said to myself, you know, I'll do this interview and they'll probably, I read the manifesto, you know, he's a sick person, but you should be ashamed of yourself reading that because I'm not any of those things.
Mr. President,
and I
these
was
are
never,
the gunman's words.
Excuse me. You shouldn't be reading that on 60 Minutes.
That's a fact right there. Disgusting pigs that they are. But you wanted to talk about the real pedophile, Joe Biden. We all see it every day with him, sniffing kids, touching women, everything. But they didn't say a damn word about that, right? So this is why we continue to say, and we know for a fact that the Democrats are the party of pedophilia because they allowed it to happen. They allowed Epstein to happen. And they knew it. They allowed this shit. And they're not going to change anybody's mind except the dumbass liberal sheep. That's a fact right there, guys. All right, guys. Thank you for watching and tuning in tonight, guys. Chat's been off the hook, guys. You guys are awesome. I'm going to have to change my time to earlier so people get in here and can stay. So I know you guys got to work and everything. So, guys, I got a busy day tomorrow, too. So we got a lot going on. Like I said, we're going to be watching a lot of videos real quick because I got a lot to get over here. I want to blow them all out of here. So when I switch over to Rumble, it's going to take me a couple of days to get some videos together and build up stuff in there. So, guys, again, thank you for tonight for joining me. And I'm going to leave you with this because tonight was about more than just headlines. It was about the reality of the world we are living in right now. From the toxic rhetoric of the Hollywood elites like Kimmel to the socialist experiments failing in our streets. The stakes have never been higher. They want you divided. They want you distracted. And they want you quiet while they redraw the lines of our very own democracy. But look at the chat, guys. You guys aren't quiet. You're awake. You're engaged. And that is exactly why we do this. Thank you to every single one of you for jumping in tonight and making your voices heard. This is how we take our country back. Right here, guys. Now listen up. There will not be a regular show tomorrow night, guys. Remember that? Not tomorrow. I'll be off tomorrow, but I will be trying to go live at about 6 p.m. tomorrow night. I'll be on the ground at a local election rally for Al Butkin in the 46th District Senate seat. We need fighters in those seats, not liars like I just showed you tonight, proven facts that she promotes illegal criminals over Americans. Fact, not giving our towns money. We need fighters in these seats, and I'm going to be there to show you firsthand the energy at one of his meet and greets. As long as cell service holds up, guys, and if they have Wi-Fi and stuff, I'll be on live, so you guys will want to watch. What the hell? So until then, guys, hey, my teleprompter just shit the bed for some reason too. Don't know what happened tonight, guys. My internet's been screwed up like crazy all day today. So that's been bad. So, hey. So hopefully you guys can keep an eye out for me tomorrow night, 6 p.m. And we'll be on there at the rally, probably for about an hour or so. And then Throwback Thursday. Oh, yes, I'll be here for that, guys. So come join me. Until then, guys, have a great night. And I will see you back here live, definitely Thursday night. Good night, everyone.